Okay, welcome to the House of Anger. This is your host, Mike Angerhauser, creator of Black Forest. Now in my Etsy store, not on Indiegogo. Also creator of ABCs of Anger, also in my Etsy store, and not on Indiegogo. I just took it off demand. If the music is too loud, let me know, and I will adjust said sounds. The following that I am working on here is quite possibly a page out of BF2, not Bigfoot Bell 2, Black Forest 2, because yeah, he's already working on it. That is Doug. Not making it about drama today. Not making it. Yesterday was kind of somber. Today is going to be more uplifting, like the house music playing in the background. I want it to be happy. I want everybody to be happy and drama free. I just want to. This is all I want to do is draw. So probably gonna end the stream. It's 1:59. I don't know, 3:15. I gotta give my dog some painkillers. She got hit by a car on Saturday. So I have to take care of that. In other news, speaking of pop culture and comics and everything, word on the street is that Toysio Corn. Try to say that like 10 times fast. Doesn't work. Toss your coin to The Witcher. Henry Cavill is playing Wolverine in the new X-Men movie. I know Marvel likes to keep their cards close to their chest, and they don't like to reveal anything. Henry Cavill. Superman is going to be Wolverine. Because apparently Hugh Jackman is dead. In Logan. And he doesn't want to play him anymore. So that's cool with me. And hopefully the music is not too overpowering and annoying. But I need music to help me get through the creative process. I started out a little bit of a line work on this page, and I'm going to continue to do it. This is in the beginning of the book. Cecil reprises his role as the master of puppets. Being that a lot of pretty much all the characters are puppets, and that is my favorite Metallica album. I'm sorry about the water sound in the background. If you gotta pee, feel free to do so, because the sound of water will do that to people. And just enjoy the show. Enjoy me drawing. And enjoy me creating something with, fine art materials like a pen. And no digital here, baby. In the end, it has to go digital. I'm using who makes this? A Prismacolor fine liner, and I went to Blick Art Materials and picked up some stuff yesterday. This book is not going to be like any other comic that you'll ever read. Um, I'm not talking out of my ass. This is true. It's going to be different. The pages are going to be different. The panels are going to be different. How do I describe? You know, my inspirations for the art in this book, and I am not a person that copies anything or traces anything because I've seen it happen. I may use stuff for references, but I don't copy anything or trace anything because I see it's like kind of like an epidemic um, in the fine art community and in the comic community. Somebody sees a picture, takes a screenshot, and copies it. I could do that, yeah, but will I do it? No, because I like to draw. I mean, if you don't like my style, it's okay. You can go buy another book. There's a lot of stuff out there. You know, if my style is not up your alley, and if it's not, if it's too indie for you, it's okay. There's other stuff out there. I'm not gonna get mad at you and curse at you, because customers are number one in the House of Anger, in the Burg House of Anger. Yes, I rebranded myself under a different name. Um, my old channel, I had to get rid of everything. Some of the most fun content I've ever created was on that channel. I had to rebrand myself and just get away from the negativity and drama that this place is. We're in a bad place right now. You know, don't worry about diseases and pandemics and possibility of what getting your your corona on. No, there. I mean, I think humanity is just everybody's just so angry about everything. Um, I I got away from it because I just didn't want to deal with it. I'm really not an angry person, and nor will I ever be. I'm kind of calm, I'm very laid back, and to piss me off, it takes a lot. I want to show you. You know what? I did go to Blick and I get some new toys. I just want to let me turn it off for a second, and I'll mute it. Watch. Sounds like this is not a sex toy, by the way. This is an eraser, an electric eraser. I didn't even know they made them. I think it's 2020. You know, technology gets better. And no, this is not a pocket rocket or a rabbit or whatever the degenerates out there call it. I have to vacuum my floor. It's been a rough last couple days. I mean, the carpet's still wet. I'm laying down because I'm very comfortable laying down when I draw, and I can. Is anybody in the stream? You know what? I'm gonna have to call people. Hold on. Just bear with me. I promise. I'll be right back. That wasn't so bad, right? See, I even like to animate the word bubbles. I don't want it to look like anything that you've seen before. And I know everybody said that, oh, it's nothing like you've seen before. Yeah, okay. Comic books have been around for a very long time. I feel like I'm using a sawzall, just an eraser. Hopefully, you know, anybody that's subscribed to me gets a notification that I am actually live and uncut. Yeah, that's why I like creating what I create. Hi Tina, the mod with the bod. Why don't we say hello to Tina and wish her a little prayer because you know, you think I got a bed? She ain't got shit easy, man. She's been through the ringer as of late. I just like having music on in the background, courtesy of Epidemic Sound. Yes, I do pay for it. It's better than getting hit with copyright strikes every time you play a video because 3 seconds of a song, all of a sudden you're getting hit with there's a little blue letter C next to your when you go to your YouTube studio, your streams, and they're like, oh, at this point, blah blah blah, they're getting any type of monetary, you know, you get demonetized and they get the money for it. Because if you played a snippet of a song, all of a sudden, Big Brother is watching and listening. Trust me, they're listening. They're listening very hard. Am I wearing a tinfoil hat? Am I in a bunker? Collecting water and toilet paper so I don't get coroned? No, no, I don't give a fuck. I don't care. It's not that I don't care. It's just that I don't. I've faced death many a times, and it's almost like, okay, hold my beer. Like every 4 years, there's something different. Every election year, people are freaking out about their 401ks and their. It's all a game. They don't understand it's a game. Yeah, yeah. Say a prayer for Tina, please. Um, Listen, my dog got ran over on. I think let's talk about the power of prayer. My dog got ran over by a car on Saturday, and I prayed so hard till my arms and my face and my eyes hurt. And I just sat there and I was like, please, 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 God, don't let her go. Dogs go. All dogs go to heaven. But like I prayed very hard for that little beast, and she's up and running around again. She slept in the bed with me last night. She was crying in a cage, licking her wounds. She got a piece. She got the whole entire bottom of her foot ripped off by the car, and rolled 9 times. And my brother risked his life and almost got killed trying to save my dog. I was in Manhattan. I had no idea. But you know what? It does sound kind of sad that my dog got hit by a car, but it's also an uplifting thing because the power of prayer. I really think it works, dude. Ladies and gentlemen, yeah, I'm just introducing Cecil again into the book. He's reprising his role as a master of puppets, and he's going to be the narrator in like a crypt keeper type of vibe. Like all those EC comics, they have those, the vault, whatever the vault of terror. I don't know the names. I know Tales from the Crypt is one of them, and it's kind of like the creep show where they have like a creepy narrator telling the story and the background of what's going on, and it leads to a horror story and a moral lesson. I guess a moral lesson at the end. I have a few of those sitting around upstairs in my long boxes. I also have some old classics illustrated. Um, It's Classics Illustrated comic books from the 50s and 60s. They would take books like Robinson Crusoe or I don't know, Treasure Island, and make them into comic books, and that's what they did. And I actually paced through. I went through a whole bunch of them, and Last of the Mohicans was one of them. I have Last of the Mohicans, Count of Monte Cristo, not Crisco, like the stuff you put on, in gravy. Yeah, I'm sorry about you cats. I mean, these things happen to you, though. I mean, you can't control. None of us were home. Everybody in the house, even my mom that's downstairs that yells up to me and stream bombs me with coffee. She was in Manhattan seeing West Side Story. So none of us are home. We were on a staycation. We were staying in a hotel. We were this close to leaving and going back to Long Island. Just getting in the car and leaving. And I had put it out there on my Facebook page. So if this is your first time checking it out, please subscribe. I'm not pandering or begging, and if it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. I was in the mid to high 300s. Now I'm down to 22 because I destroyed all of my content because of just grimy people. And do I want to get into that right now while drawing? No way, Jose. And by the way, Tina, I'm going to be lettering this book. I don't want to have to deal with bullshit. Even though the guys that helped me finish it lettering Black Forest were awesome. Big shout out to Anomalous Comics if he's watching, and Shane Morrison was another guy. They're actually very talented comic book artists, and they do lettering, and they do it, and they don't hit you over the head with like ridiculous prices. Yeah, I know, right? I'm sorry. Yeah, so they don't kill you with all these ridiculous prices, and they were actually nice. They weren't. They didn't have an agenda. They just wanted to letter a comic and help me out. My original letterer decided to quit, and if you know me long enough, you know the story about what went down with my letterer. Well, I went to Catholic school. And I learned through script. I'm telling you guys, those of you that like to draw, your eraser can be your best friend. Trust me. Your eraser can create negative space. Can just say you're trying to do a pencil sketch and you're trying to draw eyes, and you're having a rough go, as they say. The eraser is an ultimate weapon to have when you're an artist. It really is. Don't underestimate the power of having a really good eraser with you. So usually I use the needed erasers. That's with a K, not needed. Um, in fact, they actually are needed, like in the traditional sense, because yeah, you can make like little. It's like silly putty. So if you have a little spot to work on and you need to get in there and work on it, you can. So having an eraser is very important when drawing with pencil. I started with what's going to be a panel in BF2, not Bigfoot Bill, Black Forest again, um, with a colored pencil, a cheap like Crayola colored pencil. You don't need anything fancy to create. You don't need to be like you don't have to be a Renoir or Da Vinci. You really don't. Rembrandt, whatever. Yeah, this is a no. This is not a Derwent. This is a ripoff. This is an Ohuhu. Yes, Ohuhu. I said it. Derwent is a German company, and they make dope products. This is kind of like using a chisel or a. I feel like I'm using a sawzall. Ohuhu is a company. They make a lot of knockoffs. They make actually decent alcohol-based markers that are similar to Copic or Copic, however you want to pronounce it. It's Copic. I always call them Copics. So if they're Copic, whatever. Yeah, I have a set of Ohuhu's markers. I mean, I have markers everywhere. My fiance said to me yesterday, Mike, you think you have enough markers? I don't know. So I could have gotten in trouble for that. But I found a new set of markers that's out there, and they're very, very similar to Copic, which is like the gold standard in terms of markers. There's a company called Spectra Noir. Spectra Noir, like film noir. So Spectra Noir is good, and it's half the price of Copic. In fact, the company Blick, they have stores in New York. In fact, I was in New York City over the weekend, and I saw 4 of them within like a half an hour and one cab ride. So they're all over New York. They have one on Long Island right by my house. You can have it. Yeah, I was going through my markers. I've been keeping it kind of quiet, but I've been using ink, and I got a glass dip. It's called a glass dipper, and it's literally made of glass, and you just dip it in the bottles of ink, and it makes line work, and it came out freaking awesome. I like it. And you know what? I may display it for you today while I work on Cecil. I could take a second to break away from it. Working in pen and ink is one of my favorite things to do too, because it's kind of like drawing and coloring at the same time. It's like killing 2 birds with one stone. So, like you can go in with the fancy schmancy nibs with the actual ink dippers, and I want to show you a little closer because ragazzo. Hold on. Now you see nothing. No, you don't. I don't know if you can see it. This stupid camera. You're gonna see yourself. Right here. You see a little close? It's very detailed. It's in fact it's insane. Every page in Black Forest 2 is going to be so full of like craziness. I would compare it. My inspirations for this are Sandman and Swamp Thing. Sandman and Swamp Thing, and it's actually a Netflix TV show, and I like the way the artist makes the panels like come to life. It's not just black and white lines; it's black lines making boxes. He actually makes them come to life, like in Swamp Thing. Like the panels in the sequentials in the comic are living. They're vines. It's beautiful. And Sandman, forget about it. I mean, it's almost like he literally it's a mind f. I mean, it's about dreaming. It's about the subconscious. It's very psychedelic and from another world. And it's written by Neil Gaiman. Some people may hate Neil Gaiman for being slightly on the left side and woke, but I learned now in my life, in my 40 years on this earth, that you're allowed to like other things. You're not. No one's going to force you to. No one can force you to buy anything that you don't want or do anything that you don't want in life. Lola. Yeah, she's out. My dog has been out of her cage and been very, very, very good. And yes, that's my computer. In fact, I bought my fiance she's a teacher, and I got her a Microsoft Surface Pro, and that laptop, I mean, for a PC is absolutely amazing. I will never buy a Mac computer ever again. I learned my lesson. I do not like Apple products. The only Apple products that I like is my iPad. But iPhones, I'm not a huge fan of. I mean, Apple. I had a Mac that I worked on Black Forest with, and I sold it and I got this thing. I love Lolo too. She's my buddy. See, this is like most guys use blue. You can use orange. You can use other colors as long as it's light enough to get for when in the end when you're throwing down when you're slinging that ink. And when it gets down to the final stages, for when it's ready for print, when you color it in, that all these, as long as it's not that dark and bold, I wouldn't use a charcoal pencil for line work for a comic. You have to use something light. Like if you use something dark like a charcoal pencil, it's just going to make it look like a shit mix, like a mess. You don't need that. I'm telling you. And see, look, here's a cup of coffee or a cup of tea if you're a Brit or a bloke. Let's see, we got two people in here. Tina, if you're still on Twitter, can you just throw it out there that I'm streaming live? Because, I would like some more followers. I don't want 100,000. I just maybe 50. I would love 50. Thank you, Tina. I didn't call you. I just threw you a text. So I'm trying to do like 5 things at once. And see, I'm going over the line work and I'm making it very complex. And I like to hide Easter eggs and things and make little you know, just I want people to stare at the page and be like, oh shit, I see that in the picture, and to be their minds to be blown. So there's no look what I'm doing. I'm drawing traditionally. No fax machines, nothing else, no scanning. I'm gonna do it right this time, and it's getting better and better. Like my product, I think is getting better as it goes. I mean, some people may beg to differ and have a different opinion of what I put out, but I'm happy with it, and I've fulfilled every campaign except for one, and it's because I think people thought I was trying to get a cash grab and try to sell the same book twice. Meanwhile, I was trying to sell the same book twice, but I was trying to recover from brain surgery at the same time. And even though the book got refunded, I still got the books to the people. So remember that. I just want people to remember that I did it. I mean, I went out of pocket, and I shipped and gave, even though I got your money back, you still got your book anyway. And I'm not trying to like stroke my own ego or brag. I'm just saying it. I did, regardless. So yeah, when I was healthy enough, I started shipping and fulfilling, and every book has been fulfilled so far. And I didn't. And you know what? Somebody said something like, "Oh, you know," I said not all the Comicscape books are fulfilled. Yo, what up, man? So somebody had a hot take and said, "Oh, you know, Jawbreaker says hi," and I said, "Okay, hi." All right. I didn't get Jawbreakers on time, so, and I have nothing against Richard, Zach, whatever you want to call him. Nothing. We never even spoke. So I did get my book. You know, nobody's book gets fulfilled on time. In fact, ABCs of Anger was fulfilled 2 months early. And now I'm just using a Sharpie. And no, this is actually a Bic. I got markers for days. And I've been using mixed media a lot. And I gotta tell you, it's giving me, it makes me happy. Jawbreakers, actually, it was okay. I mean, I think the writing was a little interesting. Punching somebody with the strength of 1,000 slaves. That's the greatest line of all time. I wish I could punch somebody with the strength of 1,000 slaves, but I don't think I have it in me. Thank you, Tina, for saying I kicked their ass. And I don't have it. I don't have you know, my thumbs are not fucked up. They may have ink on them because I've been using ink and drawing. And now I need to get a pencil. Un lápiz, as they say in Espanol. And continue, like, it looks like Cecil's hidden amongst all this, like, craziness, but he's in there. And then he's serving a hot cup of tea to this distressed traveler. I'm just gonna let you know, the book starts out with a guy traveling in a snowstorm, and it's Christmas time, and he's trying to get home to his family. And he finds a house in the middle of the woods, and behold, who answers the door is Cecil, um, or the Master of Puppets in my version. Actually, I need a guide. I do cheat. I can't draw circles. Just give me a second to get some guides. I think I have enough of this shit too. Bitch. I just dropped a Jesse Pinkman bitch. If you know that reference, you get a gold star. Bitch. Sorry if I'm quiet. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Just telling the viewers that this is from BF2. I like, you know what? I abbreviated because Black Forest 2 is just too much to say. See, I improved my lettering in my word bubble game. I leveled up to Super Saiyan when it comes to lettering. I kind of figured it out. Kind of. Yeah, I was just discussing my India Ink thing. Is that how India Ink is awesome, and you can literally kill two birds with one stone. You can do line work when it's wet, and you can make a wash when it's. I mean, I'm sorry, when you just dip it. Hold on one second. Inspiration for this also is Peter Gilmore's Hail Peter Gilmore, because he did he's responsible for that sick variant cover and the picture that's on some of your hoodies. Jesse, Tina, Bueller. It's an eraser. It's not a oh, come on, Jesse. You are totally, you're trashy. Listen, I don't know. No, it just. Hold on one second. It's not in a vibrator. That's what I'd say. Yeah. You know, if you take a like a pencil and you whatchamacallit, you know what? I'm gonna add I need squares. You spare a square? And people, you guys need to chill out with this Corona shit. You know what? Every election year we have a pandemic. And everybody's bugging out, and like, I mean, people are being quarantined, and masks are being given out, and people are buying water, and I can't wipe my ass because there's no toilet paper in the supermarket. So I'll just use the paper bags that they give me, because in New York they decided to ban plastic, but which is weird because they they started plastic because the tree huggers were mad and about the trees being cut down and deforestation of and being people getting plastic bags. So, and if you notice, just check this out. Look at the outside of my every like a majority of the frames in the book are going to be like look like they're alive. I'm gonna put stuff all around them and make them look pretty. Really, Tina, can you help me here? You know that they started the plastic bags because the hippies didn't want the trees to be cut down, our pretty trees. And then now in New York, you have to, if you want a plastic bag, either you don't get one or you have to pay for one as of March 1st. So you have to bring those like stupid bags into the store with you. And food shopping is an aggravating event for me as it is. I mean, does it cause an anxiety attack? No. I mean, but food shopping is like war. It's like everybody's got their carts out and they're ready, and they don't want to get out of your way. Especially if you go to a store by me. There's a store by me called Trader Joe's. It's like the Thunderdome of supermarkets. Everybody's fighting for the same shit, and it's like a battle. You have to get your game face on for food shopping. And now that you know what, they've always been very progressive in terms of like bags. They want you to bring a bag. You see the wreaths around it? It's Christmas time. Tina, I just said the same thing. March 1st. March 1st. Yeah, it's done. So I have to go food shopping with plastic bags. But you know what's crazy is that I have a fish tank, and you know you can focus. Come on, fish. Where? There's my fish tank. Okay. It's my beautiful fish tank. And I bought a new fish the other day because one of them got caught in the in between the bubbles and got he got marked. He died. So he or she. So I went to the pet store. I went to Petco and I bought a new fish. They put the fish in a plastic cup. Usually they put the fish in a bag. So now you're using more plastic to, you know, instead of just giving me that flimsy plastic bag, you give me a giant plastic cup to put the fish in. This is really fucking stupid. Yeah, New York City trees are plastic bag traps. Yeah, but since the new governor is so great, he let all the homeless people out. Okay, when it comes to being law enforcement, sometimes you deal with homeless people that are emotionally disturbed, and you could tell they're emotionally disturbed or mentally ill, and because they have their little that's what they we you know the you call them EDPs, and they're always walking around. Let's see, thankfully this fee doesn't apply to consumers in Snap or WIC. Fuck the New York Post. That's a shit rag paper. I'm sorry, Tina. Did I say that out loud? They hate cops. I mean, it's a rag. I'd rather read the National Enquirer than the New York Post. They are slated and slided and like shit. And I believe that everybody is an idiot these days. Maybe even myself. You never know. But like they have the EDP bags, right? That's going back to what I'm saying. Like, you have a call of a homeless person, just laying around inside of a building or a place where people have customers and he smells and he has his little bag and it's usually a plastic bag full of like just like hoarding junk. They like to push around their shopping carts. Welcome to New York City. Welcome to America. Yeah. Um, so this is they use them to where the emotionally disturbed people going to carry all their junk and they're hoarding things in plastic bags. They'll break. I'm just talking off the cuff, and none of this really means anything. So don't take what I say to heart. Yeah, I know. I got my prescription yesterday, and they handed me a plastic bag my the prescription that I have to take an Uber to because it's very hard to get in certain areas. I'm trying to be cryptic because what if my kids are watching? And they handed it to me in the plastic bag, and I'm like, "What? No paper?" And they go, "No," and I go, "Awesome." And it's also a child safe bag, so if they can't get into it and touch it, or even I don't even know if they would. I can't even get to it. Shit, it's 4:20 somewhere. Oh shit. Ah, I don't. I can't let that happen. Tina, hold on. And you made me mess up my paper. Hold on. I'm going to YouTube to take care of it. There you go. You're going to time out. I'm kidding. Hey, moderator. Oh, and by the way, I was in the city this weekend and I went to the Museum of Slime. That was like I would go there as an adult. I had more fun than my kids, I think. And we saw the Blue Man Group. That's my fourth time seeing Blue Man Group, and they're constantly evolving and changing and making new things like they become contemporary. They have like iPhones on the screen and all these new like if you've I don't know if, like a lot of you guys don't live in New York, but you may have seen them in Vegas, and I know the show in Vegas is pretty cool too. But the Blue Man Group is like I don't even have a way to describe it. It's like music and art together and just insanity. They don't talk; they just look at you, and it's scaring the shit out of my kids, which was fun. And yeah, I mean, every time I've seen them, they've constantly evolved and doing newer, bigger, and better things. Yes, and if you, I need to sleep so I can be productive later. Okay. Go to sleep, man. The camera landed on a place that I didn't draw on. So don't sweat it. Don't sweat it. Everything's groovy, baby. Yeah, I want to make these like the panels feel like you're at a someone's party at like a Christmas party in Germany in the 16th century. I want everything to look, you know, old and have still have that like how do I say it, that like Bavarian feel to it, and a lot of the pagan mystic magical stuff is in there. There's gonna be witches in it still. There's going to be it's gonna be off the wall. A lot of magic, a lot. The folklore level is it's through the roof this time. There's gonna be a lot of cool stuff and a lot of stuff from things that you know, a lot of familiar names. Like no one knows the Noct Raven. I'm gonna be finishing the stream in about 10 minutes, so take your nap, chill out, and you can. I mean, I can share with you guys the finished ink product, but I am no longer on Twitter, so you have to find another place to show it. I will be on the two. I'll be on YouTube and on Facebook and Facebook, aka Fakebook, and Instagram, where thoughts, you know, post their pictures with their brunches. And can I just say one thing? If your kids have TikTok, just be careful out there. There's pedos. It's like a pedo fucking. It's like it's like a breeding ground for them to just go hunting for kids. My daughter has it. She's 10, but she doesn't live with me, and I can't tell her like what to do at home because I'm not there. So, you know, hopefully she's responsible and doesn't do what some of these girls. I mean, she's 10 years old. Oh, hey, Kuzmati, hello, indeed. Oh, getting back to using an eraser. Yes, this is not Kuzmeti. This is not a sex toy. This is an eraser. I just made. I don't. I just want to make her blush. I want to see how she reacts because she's a blusher. And this is a ink liner, actually a round ink liner by W. I don't know what company this is. Black liner round. Some probably pigmented, water-based indelible ink made in Germany. Yes, us Germans make shit awesome. They make good art supplies, the Krauts. And I can say Kraut because I am half German. And we're not in World War II. The Cosmetti voice is very proper. Making me blush. I don't know if that was a spot on impression of Lady K, but I try. I try. And yes, I know how to draw. I went to school for it. I went to the university, as they say. Mike, you're making me blush. Lady K and Mr. K in their farm. Good people. German engineering rocks. Yes, they're a powerhouse right now. I'm going raw. Not even tracing with the line. I'm just gonna go straight in. And no, there will be no ninjas in this book. You'll be surprised as what my plans are with the script of this book. It's going to be good. At least I think it's going to be good. I don't want to go around touting saying that my book is going to be awesome and it's going to fall short. It seems to be the trend, especially with people like 22-year-old Hunt from Chicago. It's going to be awesome, man. It's not his fault he's stupid. Yeah, so the story starts off. There's a guy who's caught in the middle of the craziest snowstorm. Puppets are going to be in it, dudes and dudettes. It's going to be this guy. He's I'm drawing right now. He's caught in a storm. He's in search of lodging and a hot meal. It's snowing out. He's getting frostbite. And he finds a puppet theater in the middle of nowhere. So he knocks on the door because he's almost at the brink, on the brink of just starving to death and freezing to death. And behold, Cecil answers the door and he's like, "Can I show you a puppet show?" And gives him a hot cup of tea. But he answers the door with a cyber frog puppet. Not literally a cyber frog puppet, but he refers to him as Gear Toad, and has the same tropes as cyber frog. I mean, he's like my mom is a spaceship, and my brother is a giant lizard, and they live in this swamp. It's the same tropes. See, look, I'm using ink washes right now for the shadow of a coffee cup. And these are refillable, by the way. This is black India ink, just in a refill. Oh, mink, get a gatsu. See, I fucked up. Hold on while I get a paper towel. It's okay. It will distract. I said dick and shit in Italian. Oh, and look at that, and behold, it actually came out pretty good. See what? It's a happy accident. Like Bob Ross said. It's a happy accident. Happy little trees. I just have to be cognizant of my ink flow. So, before the ink went flying everywhere, I was saying, the puppet master, aka Cecil. I don't even know if Cecil it has beef with me as well. Hopefully he doesn't, because I consider him a nice guy and a friend. And I don't think he, I don't know. Hopefully there's no shit talk from him, because he helped me push my book. He helped me get it fulfilled the first time around. Just out of being nice. And there's not many nice people left in this community. See what happened there? Guys, I just fucked up. I totally spilled ink all over this guy. And it came out pretty damn good. As I said. Look, I spilled ink all over him. And the ink wash is on it. So he's having his cup of coffee. He's having his coffee or his, I don't know, Earl Grey. If Pete Mack was here, it'd be Earl Grey tea. Mate. Gonna steep the Earl Grey. Cheers, mate. I love me some Pete Mack. You see what I did? I screwed it up. Happy accidents, like Bob Ross. Bob Ross with a Brooklyn accent. Now, if this was Jim Lee's stream on Instagram, he'd be like, "Oh, I gotta stop." I'm not even getting. And look, and next I'm gonna be using the Tombow. And the Tombow is a dual-sided. It's got your regular end, and it's got your fancy schmancy broad stroke brush part for your big areas that you need to ink. So I'm not exclusively a Copic guy. The Copics only come out for the finished product. Those get kept in a case. But I gotta tell you, the Blicks are pretty good too. He has a great voice, and he's also he's extremely funny. His sense of humor is just so dry, so British. He's a good guy, though. Him, Mr. Mustard, aka Carl Fungus, also another nice guy. The other Pete I like is Creepy Little Buck. You know, I know he works at night and he's not here all the time. He has to stream in the middle of the night. Yeah, so all this orange is going to be gone because I'm going to erase it or color over it. In fact, the Cecil here, his mask, I can ink wash it. I just have to do it. I have to. Yeah, see, you can't see what I just did because, like a magician, you didn't see it. It was in the background, so it never happened. I squeezed it a little bit, and the ink came out, and it didn't mess up my drawing. In fact, what I just did before kind of helped it. It gave it a bit of depth to it. Depth, not depth. Depth. Yeah, so the puppet master sees this guy and brings him in, and they start chatting, and he's like, "Do you like puppets?" And the guy's like, "Yeah," and he's like, "Well, can I just show you my puppet show?" And then boom, Black Forest 2 starts. Right in the middle of Christmas, they're having a festival, and I can tell you about the beginning. You know, I'm keeping my cards close. I'm not going to tell you the whole plot. And King. Did I say King of the North? What am I having like Game of Thrones dreams, like thoughts? Yeah. So Rohan of the North is a law enforcement officer for the town of Van Waldenburg from the first book. And they call him the Constable, and he's the protagonist of the first book. And he goes into the bar from the first book. I don't know if you remember that scene when they're in the bar, into the pub, and they have a complaint of a guy not leaving, and he's going nuts. So he says to him. He's like, Rohan, please put me in jail. It's a full moon. Keep me in. So, any horror buff or nerd would know that when if a guy wants to stay inside on a full moon, you know what happens. So, lo and behold, he turns out to be a lichen or a werewolf, and I kind of made him look like John Malin. He's got dark eyebrows and cut off sleeves, even though it's the dead of winter. And he's drinking. I made a side tale about him drinking wolf milk and becoming, a lichen. And it's a lot of comics skate inside baseball. The first book had it too, but it just this kind of hits you right, and this kind of smacks you in the face. The first book I was being subtle. This one I don't give a shit. It's a comic book. And all right, this is where we went. I mean, we can go. This stupid camera. Damn kids! They destroyed my camera. The first stream in a while where I haven't showed my face. And this is the worrisome traveler, and where I spilled the ink. See, it came out pretty good, even though I smudged it with some paper. And yeah. And on that note, this is your host, Mike. Hello, Mike. Hi. All right. This is Mike. End of the show. I gotta give dog medicine. She's hurt. And yeah. Everybody needs to calm down. You're way too excited. What? I am not excited. Oh, why am I excited? Why would I be excited? And then here's the final products. I don't know if you can see it. You see how the panels are like made like alive and like not black and white lines. I mean, every page is going to be like crazy detailed and filled. So yeah, I mean, just once I start getting pages inked and some final touches done in a cover, I don't know where Lola is. I think Lola's in bed. Let's leave her alone. Let dogs lie where they need to be. She's resting off. I need to give her some meds. And yeah, that's it. So here's your host, Mike Angerhauser, and that's an eraser. A preview of my page of a panel coming out on Black Forest 2. Announcement probably, I don't know, in the spring sometime. And I'll give you a date, and your books will be early. Your books will definitely be early. Aloha, Philip Blair. I'm gonna Zentangle the fuck out of this book. I'm gonna make it very, very, very trippy and very like, how do I say it? I don't know. Complex. Thank you, Tina, for saying the drawing. Lola, I can't. Lola, Benyaki. Yeah, she's tired and probably wants to be left alone. All right. On that note, I'm going to bounce. And Phil Blair, Tina, Kuzmeti, and Jesse, love you guys. Brian, I think you're in here somewhere, but I don't know. There's a lot of Tina talking. Tina, you got your wrench back, and I didn't screw up my drawing, thank God. All right, power of prayer. All right, remember, be excellent to each other. We love you. I love you. Thankfully, hold on one second. This fee doesn't apply to customers using Snap or Wix. Oh, I'm reading old chats. I'm sorry. All right, well, I will talk to you all later. Love you guys. Peace out.